ICO Class 12 Problem Questions. From the following data about government, find revenue deficit, fiscal deficit and primary deficit. Planned capital expenditure is equal to rupees 120. Revenue expenditure is equal to rupees 100. Non-planned capital expenditure is equal to rupees 80. Revenue receipts is equal to rupees 70. Capital receipts net of borrowings is equal to rupees 140. Interest payments is equal to rupees 30. Now let us calculate revenue deficit first. Revenue deficit is equal to total revenue expenditure minus total revenue receipts. Total revenue income, which is nothing but here total revenue receipts is 70. Total revenue expenditure is 100. So total revenue expenditure means 100 minus total revenue receipts is rupees 70. So rupees 100 minus rupees 70 is equal to rupees 30. Now let us find fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit is equal to revenue expenditure plus capital expenditure minus revenue receipts minus capital receipts, which is nothing but net of borrowings. Okay, now what is revenue expenditure here? Revenue expenditure is 100 and capital expenditure here is rupees 120. Planned capital expenditure is equal to rupees 120 and we have to subtract revenue receipts here, and there is another interest payments and non-planned capital expenditure also we should take into consideration, and deduct revenue receipts rupees 70 minus capital assets net of borrowings 140. So while we calculate we get rupees 90. Fiscal deficit is equal to rupees 90. Now let us calculate primary deficit. Primary deficit is equal to fiscal deficit minus interest payments. We have calculated fiscal deficit is equal to rupees 90. So interest payment in this question is rupees 30. So our answer is rupees 60. So we have calculated revenue deficit rupees 30, fiscal deficit rupees 90 and primary deficit rupees 60. So our answer is revenue receipts is equal to rupees 30, fiscal deficit is equal to 90 and primary deficit is equal to rupees 60. And we find answer in option B.